Hello and welcome to the Inglorious Bards, coming at you with adventure number 8. Boy, I didn't like how that sounded. Coming at you. We are. Boy, my intro is terrible tonight. Redo. Take 2. Seth is refusing to leave it. Welcome to the Inglorious Bards. I'm your humble Game Master, Tom. We're so excited to have you here. We're coming to you live on twitch.tv/IngloriousSbards. Come join us each Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Pacific. Subscribe. You'll get a note there, alert letting you know we're starting up. We'd love to have you. Join the chat. Say hi to the rest of the fans. We're also available on our YouTube channel and on all podcast platforms. You can catch all that on the website, IngloriousBards.com. One other thing you can catch there is our Discord. Join the community there. Say hi. Drop some notes about each episode and what you have to think about the adventures. We'd love to hear you there too. We have been adventuring for some time now here in Season 5. Jeremy is unavailable this evening, but we are excited to continue on after what happened last session. Our characters have now just made it to level 3, or will hopefully within moments be officially level 3 after a long rest. And before we get into a recap, let's get a quick introduction of each of the characters, starting with the wizard of the group, Valamir, our human wizard.
Valamir Almarin Greyspell III, Wizard Extraordinaire. Thank you.
Fantastic. Sitting next to you is the bard, Aragus Willoughby, the halfling.
Aragus Willoughby, the humble halfling at your humble service.
Great. We have Vessel, our warforged cleric.
I am Vessel, and I watch over those who are in need of me.
And sitting beside him is Fiona, the artificer.
I'm Fiona. I watch over Vessel.
And we have Caven, our paladin and new guardian of Soleen.
I am Caven, and my thunder has been taken.
All right. Without further, I don't know.
What about your
idea.
thunder husband? What?
I don't know.
I was going to say I'm the guardian of Soleen, but it's okay.
Oh, I took the wind up from. I see.
It's okay.
All right. Back to 1. All right. Let's get a recap of what happened last adventure from Seth.
Hello! Caven wakes up in the Church of Soleen. He is extremely exhausted and tired. And he has a visitor. A knight of the vigilant, Allgrace. He has heard of the group's heroics, in particular of Caven's, and he offers Caven the opportunity to become a guardian of Soleen. Caven proudly takes the oath and is sworn in. Knight Allgrace also brings news that the Hight Priest of this temple has died, and that Caven is to help pick his predecessor. The rest of the adventurers, still in the lighthouse, battle their way up to the top. So many goblins, including a sorcerer one. They do what they are told to do by putting the magical cube into the yellow light, and it opens up a rift. And out of that rift come 2 giant crawling void walkers. The battle rages on, and Caven comes into the battle just at the right time, as some of the adventurers are in dire straits. Valamir finally gets the rift closed at the expense of destroying the magical cube and shutting down any teleportation into or out of the city. It also blew the top off of the lighthouse, sending Vessel flying out of it. Luckily, Aragus got off a featherfall to save him from smashing to death into the waters below. In a prologue of the episode, an ominous, imposing figure with a sword and a revolver and a ton of minions takes notice of this cube being destroyed. And that, my friends and foes, is where the adventure begins.
The explosion has still rattled the entire bay surrounding outside the city of Almithra. The storm cloud that was hanging over the lighthouse dissipates very quickly. Sunshine starts to stream in. The rain, the last remnants of the rain falls down, as do large chunks of brick and stone from the lighthouse smashing into water with huge splashes. Down at the base of the lighthouse, amongst some rocks just on the edge of the water, up to his neck is Caven, the paladin of the group, holding on to Vessel, who was knocked unconscious and then blasted out of the tower and rescued by Caven. Caven, you are tired, catching your breath, holding on to a wet rock with one hand, holding on to Vessel, trying to keep his head underwater, realizing you have failed and he is drowned probably for several minutes, and then you remembered he doesn't breathe as a warforged. And you are just holding on to him in the water, trying not to slip into the water yourself because he will take you down like a heavy stone. Speaking of which, smash! A huge, 8x8 section of the lighthouse stone wall comes smashing into the water 5 feet away, spraying you both. And that's where we're at. The rest of you are still up above in the top of the tower, where we have Aragus, we have Valamir, we have Fiona, but you see no Cole, and he is nowhere to be seen whatsoever.
Vessel, why do you have to be so heavy? Fiona,
It seems like
Yeah,
where are you?
right here.
Oh, you're up above.
Oh, I was
thought she was
racing
running
down.
down.
Oh, you're racing down.
Yeah,
Okay.
she was
yeah.
racing down.
You hear, Fiona, you hear him calling. You're looking out on the beach looking for. You can hear his voice and come down some slippery rocks towards him.
Is he all right?
He's waterlogged.
Is he alive?
I do Vessel's.
I'm at 0 hit points.
Caven splashes his head under the water.
He's got a red dot right there in the middle.
I don't see him breathing.
Red brings it down.
Fiona comes over and
You just
la-
you just press on a
lay
symbol
out
for 7
hands.
seconds, and he goes back to
for
factory
sure.
reset.
And does
You get the
cure,
apple sound.
cure wounds.
Casting Cure Wounds. I forgot you had that ability.
Oh, for a whole 3 points.
Woo! Vessel, you regain consciousness, mostly submerged underwater. What's your response as you come to?
As the energy of the spell kind of washes over him, that soft blue light kind of returns to his eyes, and he, not immediately, this kind of slow Mary Shelley Frankenstein rising to a sitting position in Caven's arms, and then turns about, where is everyone?
You start with our house rule a level of fatigue.
I have 3 presently.
Ooh, each level in our house rule of fatigue is -1 to all the 20-sided dice that you're chucking. And that's what, and you say that, and you can again see Caven's big, muscular, paladin-like arm wrapped around your chest, keeping you from dropping like a stone deeper into the water.
Is this a Daniel Steele episode? What is
Maybe. And he's holding on. Fiona is above you two, but she isn't too much used trying to pull these big giant guys out of
No.
the water.
But she's still trying.
All right, you reach down and try. As you do so, Fiona, you fall back. I need Caven and Vessel to make dexterity saving throws of 11 as a giant boulder blasted out from the lighthouse comes smashing down right at you two.
Here we go. 4 fatigue.
Dex 11.
Dex 11. -3.
you might want to roll 20 though, Tim.
Oh God! Shoo.
This 4 sucks. 14 for a pass.
All right.
13.
All right, you guys both are able to push and swim and get out of the way in a huge splash, and you are avoid the impact of this giant rock.
We gotta get out of here.
Yes. Vessel
Vessel?
looks up and sees if more are inbound.
There are more.
There are more. We should get inside.
Caven
Inside's crumbling.
We need to get out of
lets
here.
Vessel down so that he can walk on his own.
All right, you guys.
Will you draw me
scamper
like
up
one
the
of your
walls.
French girls?
You are one of my French girls.
You guys scamper up the wet rocks and are on to the rock outcropping itself where the lighthouse is perched. Speaking of the lighthouse, back inside at the top in the remains, the ceiling's been blasted open and a big section of the wall's been blasted. We have Aragus and Valamir and no sign of Cole.
Yeah, Aragus is moving what he thinks are really big pieces of rock, but it's all relative because he's a halfling. So he's doing his best to try to move everything. Cole, where are
Half a brick at a
Take your
time.
last name literally, boy. Come now, where are you? And I'm just looking for Cole amongst all the rubble, see if he's underneath any of it, looking out the window kind of at the edge to see them three kind of going back inside.
All right.
And just looking for whoever else is in the room. We must find him. Where is Cole?
I have Valamir. Valamir is 7 hit points presently. Exhaustion 1.
Is the area we're in actually stable right now?
It is not stable. You can feel some shaking to the tower itself.
My dear friend, I do believe Cole is not where you're searching. I believe he has been teleported somewhere. Transported or maybe obliterated. I don't know, but he's not here. I can promise you that.
Aragus kind of feels the crumbling beneath him. Oh, if we want to join him, we better stick around. Let's get out of here.
Indeed, and let's not tell his brother about the obliterated bit.
Yes, just teleported, I think, would be best.
Yes, indeed.
Until we know.
And Aragus, you do not see Valamir kicking some small rocks over a dusty hand. You do not see that at all. That is totally not happening. Yeah, Valamir.
It's just a middle finger.
Valamir is correct. Valamir has a sense that Cole, when the lattice of teleportation at the top of the tower was destroyed, it somehow grabbed onto our dear fighter. And Jeremy, you can thank Christopher for this, and was sucked away and is gone. Totally gone.
Where are
We need to get on the boat.
We must.
where are we at the
Exit
moment? Are
this
we
tower
running up to the
immediately.
tower?
No, I'm not going back into the tower. It's crumbling down upon him.
Where
Us.
are the others?
The others are running down these stairs.
Yeah, getting through as much as we can of
Yeah.
all the chaos.
Not to be too meta, but any loot? Like, like goblin. We're gonna
Thank
search
you.
that goblin real quick.
Thank you, sir.
It's falling all around you. It's just, what do you want to catch?
Yeah, I know.
If,
I'll just teleport when I need to.
if you want, you can take some time and search and loot some of the different creatures.
I do.
Okay.
I do want to take
yeah,
that
there's
time.
a goblin wizard somewhere around
Yes.
here.
I'd like to stress 7 hit points, exhausted 1.
Understood.
All right.
Okay.
You start taking some time. You feel the entire tower starting to shake, and then a big boulder that was blasted straight up comes straight back down and smashes out a huge section. I need Valamir only, since I assume Aragus is at least standing at the top of the stairs trying to get him to go. I need Valamir to make a dexterity saving throw. What did I say? 11?
11.
13.
13. You're able to step out of the way. There's a
Is
huge
that a -1?
No, actually, I have +2 on dex.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's a huge smash that comes through and tears a
my
hole in the
AC.
floor and goes down through the big opening down to the ground section as well. And
Oh,
then
goodness.
the whole tower starts to shake even more.
I must be quick about this.
Step across, I'll catch you.
There are a couple opportunities for some loot to find. You may make but they're going to be hard. It's all time-based. Let's say investigation 18.
I'm going to use my DM inspiration. I rolled
Wow.
an 8,
Wow. This is
Can I
important
give it a
loot.
look too?
and that's going to be 19.
Okay.
Never mind.
I think it's important loot.
You don't think it's important loot?
No.
All
I mean,
right.
prove me wrong, but
Spend a DM inspiration on goblin wares.
19.
You are able to find some coins on one of the hobgoblins. The one that was slain on the bed, you find a total of 24 silver on him. And the entire place continues to shake some more. Aragus, what are you doing?
I'm just running. I have a very low movement speed, so I'm just running as fast as I
You're
can.
going down,
That way
down,
he'll
down.
be
All
able
right.
to catch me.
Caven is heading towards the tower to see what the F
Brace
is
it.
going on.
All right, you go in the door, and you can see Aragus coming down this 50-foot spiral on the outside. And, but there is no wizard and no fighter.
He's sliding down the banister butt first.
He is. He's all alone,
No wizard and no fighter, but
and the whole place is shaking. Is going to come down any moment.
Aragus,
Yes, dear boy.
where are the others?
Well, it's a long story.
And Caven just pushes him behind him
Unfortunately, it's also a long way down, so I guess I
Out-
might as well tell you.
out the tower door and starts heading up the staircase.
All right, you're going up the stairs as the bard is coming down the stairs.
As soon as he meets me, I'll put a hand up and stop
Okay.
him.
You,
When he's at eye level, like 5 steps down.
you guys meet as he's racing up, and you're meeting
Wait,
down.
Caven, it's collapsing. We must get out of here. Valamir is shortly behind us.
Sections of stone are falling out. The floor above
Don't
is
take your
slowly
name
disintegrating.
literally, boy. Go.
David. That's pretty good.
Hold the fall.
That too.
It's all working out. Get out of here.
Matter of fact, DM inspiration for that.
go.
That's kinda cool.
Wow.
But you can't have it, so you have to bounce it. And there's only one person you can bounce it to.
Fine.
Sweet.
Chris gets it.
I'll take another investigation roll.
God damn it.
It's gonna burn in the dark.
It's burning a hole in my pocket, man.
I'll just say, they're shortly behind us. We must get out of here.
You only mentioned Valmir.
There's only time to mention one of them.
The time it's taken me to describe that there's only time to mention one.
I can say Valamir, Zelgeist for the third, or Encore. I can't say Cole, come on, I can't say them both.
Do not forget Wizard Extraordinaire.
As the floor opens
I'm
up.
coming.
Get out of the library! Get down here!
Caven, any thoughts?
I'm just
Uh,
glad none of this peeks out of I think I can hear every word of it.
Caven just cups Aragus's little head with his hand and just pushes him down the stairs while he continues heading up.
All right. Place
Don't have
continues
time for this!
to shake. Aragus, you're continuing to head out.
Yeah, I'm shaking the old 1-2 at him, but yeah, I'm going down.
All right. With all this in mind, my comment earlier that you're at level 3 no longer
No,
applies. By the way,
We're screwing that right
you're
up, aren't we?
still at level 2.
A few moments.
We're never gonna get.
We're gonna have a whole adventure.
I'm trying.
One of us is at level 3.
I'm exhausted. Like, let's
All
go.
of a sudden, all of us are in the temple, and it's just okay.
All right. Let's have Seth make a tower collapse roll. Seth, roll a 6-sided die and do not roll a 6.
The one.
The tower shakes. Valamir, what would you like to do at the top of the tower?
I'm gonna get the F out of the tower.
Okay.
Now the dice are being tossed. Okay.
Yeah. And now that it's only now that it's a 1 in 6
1?
chance, I'm ready to go.
All right. You
Give me a
start.
10% chance, and I'm down.
17.6 is right out.
If he rolls a 5, you start rolling teleport.
Yeah.
You start running down the stairs and almost immediately run into Caven coming up the stairs.
Kevin,
Hello.
we must be on our way.
Where's Cole?
He's gone, man. He's gone. No, like literally, he's gone. He's not here anymore.
What?
He's not in the tower. It's a long story, but the portal had a lot to do with it. We must be out, and I will explain it to you. But Cole is currently in no more or less danger than wherever he is.
Where's the comma in that? He's no more or less danger.
Caven is having a hard time processing that information, but he's processed it enough to understand Cole is not there, and turns around and starts running down the staircase with you.
That's a good chat. And pats him on the back. And
Maliver says loudly to cover up, cave in from above. Please, brother.
Don't leave me.
The bastard backstabbed me.
Cast
meanwhile,
ventriloquism.
minor, casting some minor illusion.
All right, you are going down the stairs and running. I need Seth, as they're running down, to make a cave-in roll of the tower. Now do not... Nah, it doesn't count. Now do not roll a 5 or a 6.
4.
4! You guys...
Leaning to
Yeah.
lighthouse of Almithra.
It's just dynamically unstable, going left and right more and more and more. You guys race down the stairs. More chunks fall. The stair sections you were on at the top start to collapse. You see bits of hobgoblins falling down. If you hadn't dispatched those sleeping ones, they would be dead by now at the bottom. You race on down out the door, and you reach your friends out near the boats, where there are 2 fishermen in boats. Well, there's one, and the other one has started to leave. That was the one you came with, Caven, with giant debris still falling from the sky.
Yeah.
He is taken off.
Fiona Vessel would have been getting into the boat.
Okay.
The first boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The limp shrimp, I believe.
All right. You were in the limp shrimp.
Hawken, we must be on our way. Steadfast. I think his name was Horkin, right?
Yeah, because we were making fun of Porkins.
Yep.
He's like, yeah, let's go. And you guys all clamber in. You can see not too far away the tower start to collapse off to its down like 10, 15 feet, like a bad demolition project of a big farm silo or something. And then it slides over and crashes into the huge bay right where Caven and Vessel had landed not just a few minutes ago.
Caven's staring intently at this demolition.
Do not worry, Caven. As I alluded to earlier, with as stated in Tasha's teleporters and terrariums, that when a creature is very close, when a portal of this nature explodes, there's several possibilities and things that could occur. Yes, explodes. There was an explosion. Blew up the tower. I don't know if you noticed that or not, but anyways, there is a possibility that the person nearest or nearby or persons could be teleported, transported, or otherwise. It doesn't matter. They were probably teleported somewhere, and hopefully he is safe now.
Probably.
The government relocated him. That's what we're saying.
But he was not in the tower. Do not worry.
Hey, get moving!
Yes,
Swing
Hawken.
at you guys.
Go, as the wind goes.
Everyone's on board
Yeah.
the limp shrimp fishing vessel, and he sets sail and heads back towards the city docks. You leave the location where you were just at in terrible chaos and disarray, as is par for the course, and just see smoldering dust and ruins of the lighthouse left behind. You also get a sense of a little bit of... No, I'm going to take the bet. You don't see that at all. Never mind. Nope. You guys see nothing as you return back to the city. Seth's looking wary.
What is the time of day?
Time of day?
Be nighttime, I imagine.
It's gotta be late.
Yeah, I think you guys started a little bit late on that.
So dark. Okay.
Or we can say it's early morning and just push
Yeah.
this level 2 way. That'd be great.
Sleeping till the next day, I believe.
Dawn.
It would be a whole campaign stuck in level 2. That'd be amazing.
Just for Jeremy.
All right, you guys make it back to the dock. You are bedraggled, dust-covered, wounded, tired, fatigued, exhausted, hit points low. You clamber onto the dock. You're catching quite a few glimpses of from the dock workers there. Some fishermen have raced to catch up to your boat, seeing yours escape from the lighthouse ruins in the middle of the bay. And one of them comes over to you and says, "What did you do out there? What happened?"
It wasn't us.
We barely escaped with our lives.
We weren't even there.
He's just covered. The lighthouse plaque
dust,
buried
yeah.
into his shoulder.
I do not know what you speak of.
You have crumbs of lighthouse all over you.
Yeah. It's got pebbles.
Oh, it's some rough dandruff, you see.
As you're pulling a lamp segment off there.
Bunch of coins fall out of your pocket.
You fail your deception roll, and he eyes you closely and starts murmuring with some other fishermen, and you hear something, cursed. And what would you guys like to do?
Rest.
We should go into that next dungeon. I
Haven,
Let's go back to the lighthouse.
as we're walking
What lighthouse?
back to the Illuminate Academy, I suppose is where we're going. Is that where we're going?
Yeah.
Or do we have new...
We do, but I don't think any of us, except for Cole, knows about the inn.
Oh, welcome.
Haven
Yeah.
certainly doesn't know about it.
No.
So Haven's
So we
going
have
back
our
to
new
Illuminate.
digs at the academy.
Yeah.
Smart, keeping those.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So on our way back,
Heading
Yeah.
to the school.
Yeah.
Haven's definitely drilling Valamir. Where did he go?
Now that is a good question, my friend. There are many possibilities. He could have gone to any realm, really, that exists.
Any
As a
realm?
Realm, yes, that is correct. He most likely. Honestly, though, I believe the most likely outcome is that he will possibly stay in this realm and also be alive at the end of it.
We must go look for him.
Perhaps we can find that.
could be with
that
Soleen.
gnome who teleported into the city. He might have some information of this mysterious outcome.
What happened? Caven doesn't know about the guy that teleported into
Oh,
the
do we
city.
not know about?
Haven does
doesn't
not know about it.
You guys do.
We do.
That's why he went on the quest.
Oh, well, as it happens, Cole ventured out on his own early yesterday afternoon, and on his way back to the academy, he stumbled upon, a gnome stumbled upon him. This gnome teleported here from the great city of Azamir, the great country of Azamir.
It is possible he is in Azamir.
Then we must go.
I agree.
Hold fast, friends. Maybe if we find Belsire or someone with more knowledge of teleportation in general, perhaps someone who built the lighthouse itself or the teleportation device within it. Anyone with more information could tell us where Cole might be.
Well, the Wizards of Azamir would be a great place to start. I've always wanted to visit.
That's a rather long way away, is it not? The edge of the earth. The flat earth.
Not
Then
quite.
we must start now.
No, Arrogant. Arrogant, you're left
Triangle Earth, of course.
And I believe the king stole the election.
But he did say he was going to be arrested today.
There could be more information we simply don't have yet, obviously, that is the case, but going directly to Azamir could prove more dangerous than fruitful.
Well, it was just a thought.
I'm exhausted, friends. The thought of what to do next fogs my mind.
Well, I don't know what to say to that.
But it
We
appears
need
we're
to
all
sleep.
hungry.
Indeed. Rest is needed, and we must provide information to the Academy of what has transpired.
Come, vessel, we'll draw you a bath.
How far away is the Temple of Soleen from the Illuminate Academy?
The church is centrally located in the city, so it's not that far.
Caven says, "You rest. I will go to the temple." And he breaks
What are
off.
you going to do with the temple?
I'm going to pray for my brother's
Rest.
return.
Whoa.
And he heads to the temple.
All right. You head to the...
Vessel will also join for the temple as well.
Well, then Fiona also joins.
Vessel very keen on this. You need to rest.
No way. I'm not leaving you. I almost just lost you. You think I'm going to leave you?
I will be able to rest
No.
in the temple.
You're not leaving my sight.
It is fruitless talking to you.
And she just climbs up on his back.
And he makes his way to the
Stubborn
temple
old
with
lass,
Haven.
isn't she?
Just won't get off my back.
Well, looks like it's just you and I again, Aragus.
I suppose
Just like
so.
old times.
A game of piddle paddle?
Wiggle waggle.
Only when it's the two of us.
Always.
It's a two-person game, dear boy.
No hands this time.
Who wouldn't want Caven to be the odd man out?
I call bottom.
Would you like a little mage hand? All right. Caven the Paladin with Vessel the Cleric head to the temple with Fiona the Artificer tagging along defiantly. You arrive at the Church of Soleen, which is the main church of the city. Big towering church, huge, like 30, 40-foot double door entrance. It's a rather extravagant temple. You go inside, it has all these different pews. There's a bunch of people that are, not a bunch, but some people that are praying in here. There's a quiet service going on in a small alcove, and you guys walk in, I think, looking like you just barely escaped from Nakatomi Plaza, I think. Yeah, that.
That's pretty much it.
All right.
Yippee-ki-yay.
You stumble in, and an acolyte comes right over to you and says, "Are you okay?
We are okay. We have come to pray to Soleen.
And he says, "You're the new guardian of the church.
I am.
I can see if I can get you some help. Come with me, please."
We're okay. We just want to pray.
All right. And he immediately runs somewhere else quickly.
Okay.
Caven,
Studies.
what? Why'd he call you a guardian? What'd you do?
I am
Accusatory.
trying to figure that out myself, but I awoke yesterday.
I didn't really read the oath that I signed.
Apparently there are terms and conditions.
There was this personality test.
I gotta come back here every 72 hours and
I awoke
Still waiting for the urine analysis.
this morning to see a knight, Sir Alcrace, and he said that we did great things down below in the crypt, and a ceremony was performed, and I am now a guardian of Soleen.
That's cool. Am I a guardian too?
What kind of dramatic fantasy role playing is that? Sweet, high five, dude.
Mage hand.
No, I have gone through the ceremony.
Oh, that makes sense.
I was hoping that Cole would be able to see it.
He'll be all right. You know Cole.
Ah,
He's just messing around somewhere.
I do.
He's probably starting a fight.
I miss him. We've been together for our whole lives, and I just want to make sure he's okay. But anyway, you should rest, and I will pray.
You don't need a rest?
I'm level 3 already.
Caven's the meta one.
I don't do cusses, but if I did.
Bat Sammy said that right before you. I mean, I'm level 3 and you guys aren't, so. Chat's beating us to the punch. Did Vessel hear any of that?
Yeah, Vessel's just waiting for him to conclude. Vessel says, as you pray, I will watch over you as well. This will be my rest. And Vessel will go and join you in silent contemplation with Fiona on his back resting.
Snoring already.
Vessel doesn't need to sleep, however, he does induce a translate state. and just remains aware and focused, but just stands at the ready behind you.
And Fiona's just on a little bench attached to his back. I'm imagining you sleep like one of those cute, adorable, awkward dogs, like upside down on the couch type of a weird thing, awkwardly. All right, you guys are resting there and praying before the giant statue of Soleen with her scales of duty and balance, giant scales with stones from the community placed on there. It doesn't take long before the elven priest Pamet, the temporary leader of the church, comes out and quickly yet quietly comes over to you, Caven, and he says, you look a mess, Guardian.
I'm sorry. I had no time to properly wash before I came to the temple.
You look wounded. We have guests who are here now who can attend to your wounds. Do you actually look
He
wounded?
is not wounded.
I know.
Haven,
I have 0
your
wounds.
friend,
There we go.
the Warforged cleric, looks a mess. Perhaps we should wake him up and get some aid to him.
If it's possible to attend to him while he is in his trance.
I would rather not disturb all the people here, but we have one of our visiting priests here for the ceremony in a few days is quite skilled in the healing arts and can help him.
Very well. Caven attempts to wake Vessel.
What? he falls out of character when he's pissed off and woken up.
Vessel, there are healers here for you, and they can help.
That is fine for my body, but my mind will need rest as well later. And I will call this interrupted then. And
Do you need 8 or 4?
6?
6. Okay.
I believe it's 6. I will check, but it is a reduced number.
Will
Okay.
that still give you? Can he get some medical attention and still get 6?
Yeah. He's
Okay.
good.
All right then.
You are taken to a side room, and Priest Fevel, a boring little, I believe, gnomish figure who's a visiting priest, one of the essentially applicants to become the new high priest of the church, is here. And he comes up to you and says, I can heal you. You look hurt. And then starts casting some magical spells upon you.
Can somebody ask Bevel to move to the left so he goes west?
I'm gonna
You beat me
take
to it.
the
I've been waiting
inspiration.
since last week for that one.
Yeah.
That's his brother, Fievel. And he casts warm healing magic upon you and cures all of your wounds.
Oh.
And is able to, with his powerful magic, recover 1 fatigue point from you as well. May Soleen bless you with all the cheer and love.
Ed Sheeran.
All
love?
the cheer and love.
Ed Sheeran? No.
What did you say?
Cheer and love.
Cheer and
Oh,
love.
cheer. Okay.
Can you not see how cheerful I am?
Boy, there's so much passion in these priests.
It's a new sect.
Yeah.
And he lets you go about your way. You guys continue to pray. Caven, you are saying some sort of prayer, I'm assuming, to the well-being of your brother?
Yes, that he is safe and returns soon.
Make a religion roll. There's no target number, and this will determine how screwed over Jeremy is when he returns next week.
And just to set a tone to this, when he was disappeared, he did so at 0 hit points.
Oh, nice.
Oh, God.
Shit.
So pray
Good thing
hard.
Caven doesn't know that. Religion, that's a 9.
Total of 9.
Be an
He's dead.
inspiration.
Can't get worse than a 9.
Yeah. Okay, I'll spend it. Might as well.
Use a different dice.
Five.
That's a total of 5.
Yeah.
All right, I have made a note
Some
Or-
of coal is in Beret.
for preparation for next week's adventure.
Goliath nephew. Yeah. Uncle and nephew. Yeah.
Turns out he didn't teleport after all. He's still in the
There's an arm over here and a leg over there.
All right.
Sorry, Jeremy.
Godspeed, Cole.
You guys, at some point, I assume, return back to the school then? No?
They're
Maybe-
resting at the church.
We're
I
rest.
think.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
just
think
stay at the church.
Yeah,
All right.
it's full.
Back at the school.
We're having a youth night sleepover at the temple. Soleen.
Lock in.
Back at the school, we have Aragus and Valamir, the bard and wizard. As you are going back to the Luminae Academy, returning to your guest rooms, you have a guest of your own arrive there, and that is Associate Professor Galasieras. He shows up and he says, good evening. I sensed some change in the magic. Were you able to successfully get the teleportation free?
There were perhaps, let's call them complications along the way.
Oh, well, that can happen with magic.
Indeed, it can, and it has. Quite a bit today, actually.
Do you happen to know what a religion 5 might do regarding teleportation?
So we, the device you gave us, first off,
Oh, may I have that back?
you may not, and
We'll tell you why. What had happened was,
It's a long story. We'll have our friend Cole fill you in on the details.
Oh, he arrived a half hour ago.
do you have any time next season, perhaps?
Yes, we went to the lighthouse, and the portal, the magical energies, the ley lines, were not where they were supposed to be. They were in the lighthouse itself.
Oh, my.
Indeed, and did we mention before? Oh, well, wait, no. There was a teleporter, a portal there, and there was creatures. A void walker came out. It was quite two, in fact. And the only way to seal that particular portal would have been to destroy the cube and the portal itself.
You smashed the cube apart.
No, I more touched it. I pushed it.
It was unintentional.
Oh no, I intended to do it.
The effect was unintentional.
Oh, that's fair.
I
That's fair.
have a thing against cubes. Magical ones.
I
see-
much prefer spheres.
You see, Professor, had Valamir not done what he and he alone did, had Valamir not done what he did, and the rest of us not been there to protect him while he did it, the very fate of Valmithra, Varen perhaps itself, would be at stake.
You're welcome.
But I recall specifically saying not to get the cube anywhere near the magic.
Indeed, but you did not mention that there would be creatures coming out of a void world of darkness and despair, and that we would be attacked mercilessly, and there would be a wizard, a goblin wizard there, indeed, and indeed pooling magic from this place and creating havoc, and which we had to do many things, including taking care of this portal.
It seems, although the city guard, for example, are prepared to deal with bandits and goblins of the like, there are darker threats to be tamed.
Also, I would be very careful with your teleporters right now. There may be some interesting effects.
It sounds like it's disastrous. We have to immediately check in on this. Can you make a
Indeed.
persuasion roll and do it with advantage thanks to Aragus trying to help the situation?
Oh, can Aragus make it?
No target number.
Quietly
Can Eric
put
just
aside.
No, I'm not level 3, so it won't matter.
Just seconds away.
Come on, let me sleep.
Persuasion with advantage gives, and with my level of fatigue gives me a 3.
Use your inspiration. You just got it back.
Oh yeah, okay, that's what I am going to do. I thought I didn't have it. I'm like, damn, I shouldn't have burned it. So yes, I will roll it again, and this time
Reroll
one
that.
again.
Oh, don't roll that one.
it'll be a 7.
This is most distressing. I will have to look into this. This will set back teleportation and functions within the city quite a bit.
Also, one of our companions was
Most distressing! And he storms out.
Can we have another cube?
We'll do a redo if you would like.
He leaves.
He did not seem very much pleased by our progress.
No, and I'm at a crossroads of what information to give him. I don't know how much. Not that we can't trust him, but I just simply don't trust him.
That is a reasonable
Not
thing.
to the extent that I think he is evil, but simply perhaps impotent, at the least.
I would not
heard
know about such things as you get older, though. That can happen.
What does Tasha's teleportation?
What's that book?
Well, Podrick's potions, penises, and portals says something very different.
It's the only pop-up book he owns. Watch this thing!
It's a glory portal.
Page 7's a scratch and sniff.
Alliteration is very popular in Bren this time.
All right, I'm going to bring this scene to a close. It is nighttime, and all of you sleep and wake up refreshed with your hit points back, your hit dice back, your stuff back, and you've gained levels. You are now all level 2s.
Level 3?
Level 3s
Don't
even!
you dare, Tom.
Sorry, level 3s.
It's anything to keep us.
And by the way, speaking of alliteration, the next chat alliterated book title will need to go in Valamir's book list. So we'll add that as soon as we get the next alliterated
I have more.
book title. We'll add to the list.
Valamir's exhaustion falls to 0. Does mine fall another point for the evening?
So each person, once they get in a long rest, will lose 1 exhaustion level. Yes.
So okay, so
What are
I'm
you
at,
at?
I'm at exhaust 1 now
Okay,
with
great.
the additional.
All right. It is the new morning. Fiona, you wake up in an alcove on the back of what seems to be a statue from someone else's point of view. And Vessel is just, I guess, sitting there with his eyes closed.
Humming that classic bichordal chant that
You're just making white noise so that Fiona sleeps
yeah,
better.
Fiona sleeps. That's what,
Yeah. Yes.
hong hong hong.
Are there any people around?
Yes, there's
There's-
people that are attending some simple morning services, giving their own little prayers, and then already are dropping off some of their stones of their duty or what they have failed to accomplish and what they need to on these big scales.
I sense you are awake.
Yeah.
She's kicking.
Yeah.
The drool coming off of his shoulder.
You're making me rust.
Hey, Vessel,
Yes.
you can't leave me.
It
What
was
happened yesterday
It was not my intent to.
was super scary.
I endeavor not to leave you out of my sight. If I could have prevented it, I would.
Okay.
I still endeavor to be at your side, always.
Yeah, I'm never leaving your side again.
Caven, you are approached by the elven priest Hemet, who says, good morning, Caven. I wanted to remind you in 2 days there will be the ceremony to attend to the bereaved and say goodbye to Hight Priest Inmus in his rite of passing, as well as a selection for the new High Priest. Due to how the sense of duty that Soleen bestows upon all of us loyal followers, you have been granted 1 vote along with many others, and you will be a good person to be seen by the community. Many people are asking about you.
Thank you for the reminder. I will attend. It is a great honor.
Good. And good day. He leaves. And they're back at the school. There is a knock upon your door in the guest room, Valamir, and you open it and see there is a student there who says, "I have a letter for someone of you.
Someone of me.
It's for you adventurers.
Thank you very much, kind lad."
I heard you destroyed a slam."
No, no, he's ready to hear
All right.
him regale him with the things he's done.
All right, he starts asking, "I heard you destroyed a tower, and I heard you," and you start rambling on and on. As you look, and there is a letter that is sealed and says to Mr. Caven Boulderfall on the outside.
I open it. No, I'm kidding.
Bastard.
You can't read?
Really, young man, there's a do not disturb sign on the door.
Yeah, I guess we'll probably go find Aragus. I will go find Aragus. My good friend, shall we head to the temple and see what our other companions are about?
Yes, I suppose so. Thought they'd be back at the academy by now.
Well, they are all
Suppose we-
apparently
I
religious.
suppose we could use all the prayer we can get right now.
Indeed, it can't hurt.
Oh, a letter for me?
That is not for us, I'm
Splendid.
afraid.
Rip. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, we'll head to the Church of Soleen.
What time
Okay.
is it? Like, is it early?
Early morning.
Early.
All right, you
You
guys.
only got 5 hours of rest.
You guys meet up outside the church in the large plaza the church is in the middle of, in the center of the city of Almithra. You all meet up. You notice you seem a little bit more refreshed and lovely.
Mm.
Caven feels about the same
Yeah.
as yesterday.
What's the plan?
Level 3's old hat.
Find the
Yeah,
3?
well,
You're all there
we are in the courtyard. You're in the
in the plaza.
okay, in the middle.
Lots of hustling, bustling, tons of people moving back and forth throughout the city.
No, I'm sorry.
Now that they're out of the church and Fiona doesn't feel like she'd be disrespectful, she's tinkering away at her workbench,
Okay.
working on something.
You draw the attention of a couple passerbyers who see what you're doing and can't decide if you're a merchant or some sort of performer, and then walk on by.
Caven asks Valamir and Aragus, did Cole return?
We have not seen him, unfortunately, but I do have this letter for you.
You missed an opportunity. He did, but he wanted us to tell you he's very busy at the moment, and he will come
He
back.
left this for you.
Caven takes this letter,
All right.
and he says, "What is this?"
It is a piece of parchment with some writing on it, good sir. For you, indeed. It has your name upon it.
Who is it?
Do you need
from?
help with that?
I do not know. I have not opened it, and I do not know. A young lad at the Lumine Academy came and gave it to me. And that is all that I know.
Caven breaks this. I'm assuming it's sealed.
It is.
Breaks the seal. Opens the letter.
All right. You have opened the letter.
He looks at the letter
That
You
is
see there are
ominous.
words.
and closes the letter.
Letter is sealed. You can go northwest or east from here.
You've been eaten by a group?
Yes.
This is
Caven
exclusive after show
walks
content, so if you want to know
over
what
to Fiona and kneels down as she's working on Vessel.
Kneels up.
Oh, you're up. Okay.
Yep, on the
You're probably
bench.
looking at
So
like,
okay,
eye
so
level.
okay. Walks over to Fiona and gets close and says, "Fiona, may I have your help?"
Yeah, I'm not busy at all. Sure, what do you need?
She never says dick, but there's implied in the positivity.
I was given this, and he shows him. He shows Fiona this letter.
Oh, what's that?
It's a letter, apparently.
Oh, you want me to read it to you?
Could you quietly?
Yeah. I mean,
You know, I don't
Vessel's
think he
probably
can
gonna hear.
read. He's
That's fine.
doing an awfully big performance about showing her this letter, but I think she's reading the letter to him.
And so, yeah, Fiona's...
Yeah, she'll look at it and read it quietly to him.
All right. The letter reads as follows. To Mr. Caven Boulderfall. Mr. Boulderfall, I appreciate the aid you and your friends gave in protecting me and my home. I did not conceive any threat and am grateful that you were all there to banish those nasty shadow creatures. It was also good to speak to new faces, friendly faces. It has been a while since I spoke to anyone but this ghost of mine. Your calmness helped steady me once I realized my home was under attack. I'm writing to you now not only to give my thanks, but to ask for your service once again. As a family member with long connections to the city and the Church of Soleen, they've reached out to me recently. They let me know that not only were you recently given the title of Guardian of Soleen, congratulations by the way, but that there is a ceremony in a few days to honor the passing of the old Hight Priest and selection of a new leader of the church. They've asked me to attend the ceremony and cast my vote for the new Hight Priest. I'm setting aside my worries and fears and will set outside the walls of my estate and join in some connection to the rest of us society. Cave and I have made few friends over the years and many enemies. Outside the protection of my home, I am not entirely safe. I request the assistance of you and your friends to watch over my coach to the church and back and be my guest to their ceremony. I hope you will say yes. Verador Buskier.
There's 2 checkboxes with a yes or a no.
Meanwhile, Valamir's making a sign, vessel for High Priest.
Vote for Vessel.
Thank you. Thank you, Fiona.
You're welcome.
Keep pushing that narrative.
That is a great honor for us.
For you especially. I might have been slight earlier when I congratulated you on becoming a guardian, but I talked to Vessel a little bit. That's a big deal. Like, they don't just give that away.
Yes, I'm still trying to take it in, I suppose. But I would not be where I am and who I am without you all. So, should we do this?
Of course. Verador is our friend. We have
She
to
is.
help our friends.
Then let's tell the others.
Okay.
And
I got something I gotta finish up here, but here's your letter back, and she folds it back up and hands it to you, and then she goes back to
all right.
her workbench.
Thank
and
you,
as
Fiona.
Caven turns around, both
Yeah, we're just
Arrakis and
kicking
I are,
rocks.
like, right there.
Standing there, just waiting for them
So
you're on! You're on! Hello. Arrakis will say to the 3 of you, now, while I respect each of your beliefs, although I do not share in them,
Oh, us 3.
yeah, I fear that it is not the safest plan for us to sleep separately from one another at this time, knowing what it is we face, and what we may face in the future. Although we are currently within the comfort of our dear city, that may not be the case for long. And the 3 of you may be capable of protecting each other, but without knowing where Cole is, I fear, for my own sake, that Valamir and I may not be enough in the worst times.
Valamir gives Arrakis a little bit of an insulted look.
Where are we gonna go?
The Academy, of course. We do not
No,
all
I mean,
have...
like you said, we may not be in the city for very long. Where are we gonna go?
Well, we've just ventured out to beyond the city's walls just last evening. I dare say Cole has ventured to another realm already.
Are we still going to Azamir?
We very well could.
Oh.
And to think in the wild, should we separate for any reason and sleep? This is a most dangerous thought.
Arrakis, I have wronged you as a guardian of Soleen. It is
I get
my
it, yes,
duty
yes.
to protect those who cannot protect themselves, and I will correct that going forward.
I mean no offense, of course, dear friend. I just think that although you are safe in the arms of Soleen, we are not all under her protection. I am under your protection, and you under mine. And we must keep that in mind.
We also have someone else to protect.
Where is that large oaf?
Yes, Cole,
Oh, who did you mean? I'm sorry. I meant Cole, of course.
but also what was
Veridor.
Veridor?
Buskier.
You can't read it.
That phrase so well.
Lady Veridor has asked for us to escort her to the ceremony in 2 days.
The ceremony?
Yes, the ceremony to vote in a new high priest for the temple.
You guys, you know what I found out? When Caven was off on his own, he became a guardian of Soleen. That's like a big deal. I didn't think it was. I thought he was just like, being dumb, but it's a big deal.
What responsibilities does this carry, Caven? Anything we should know about?
Or maybe you should know about.
Or you should study, perhaps?
The responsibilities.
Came with a very detailed written manual.
Yeah,
Rules
There-
and regulations.
vary from guardian to guardian. It's their choice whether they stay close to the temple and serve in the temple, or whether they go out into the world, into the land, and spread Soleen's goodwill and protection throughout. I have chosen to continue to adventure with my brother and with you.
Well, with us for the moment.
Yes.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
We really are the worst team.
Can I stay on this side?
Yeah, can we separate the two of them?
Yeah, why don't we just go back to the Guild Academy and sleep enough?
When this season, when there's some sort of close to TPK, you guys will be your own like branch off spin-off
man.
episode.
How long were we with those fools?
I don't even know what we're talking about.
Well, Aragus will just say to Cayman, well, this is a most gracious honor, and I'm very proud of you, Caven. I cannot wait to see the good that you will do.
Thank you. I believe that it is because of all of us together that we achieve the best.
It is a great honor to have been given that title, and as such, congratulations. And you are obviously a little more than meets the eye. It's very intriguing indeed.
Thank you.
Now, you said this ceremony, festival, is in 2 days' time.
2 days. There will be ceremony and a vote for the new high priest. The passing of Priest Inmus was unexpected and sudden. That's all he has to say about that.
I guess that's all the type of shrimps there are.
Like,
Lamp shrimp. Sorry.
Caven, is the whole city invited to the ceremony? Like, are we the rest of us invited? I mean, I'm sure Vessel and you are, but is
Yes,
the rest of the group invited?
as far as I know, it's open to all.
Okay.
Everyone is welcome.
We just don't get to vote.
Correct. The votes are reserved for certain ones. I don't know who. I have one.
Well, you and Veridor?
Veridor has one.
Huh. Who are you going to vote for?
I don't know. I barely know the acting priest and the 2 others who arrived a couple of days ago. They all seem, I guess, equally qualified.
Well, just pick the one with the best voice and make sure you send them to Hollywood.
And perhaps Lady Veridor would have some insights onto the nature of the priests up for the position, as it were.
Perhaps. maybe it would be wise to go visit her ahead of time.
At that time, Fiona, you have accomplished some construction.
Yeah. So, guys, get a little close. Come in a little closer. Like within 10 feet.
Oh,
And she, off of her workbench, she has this. It looks like an old school like pirate ship cannon, but like short, like maybe only like 16 inches long, like this short little squat like bell shaped cannon. Vessel, you know this shoulder, this one that I sit on all the time?
Yes.
That's still mine, but can I borrow this other one too?
Yes.
Okay. And she mounts
Should I be concerned?
she mounts this cannon up on his
my God.
right shoulder,
Attached to him.
attached to him. So get in close, everybody. And it
Targeting.
it shoots off like just straight up into the air, and it's like pop,
We're inside. Oh,
and all this confetti shoots out of it, and the confetti showers down, and everybody, including the cannon, which has an AC and hit points, gets 7 temporary hit points.
Wow. For how
Big
long?
shield. And that was everyone within 10 feet.
Everybody of my choosing within 10 feet, but I
And
chose everybody.
For how long?
does that include
That's a-
Cole? Is he within 10 feet somehow?
I know, fishing
Just
for
checking.
that.
Okay.
There is no time specified on that.
There's
So then it's till you guys take a long rest.
wow.
Cool. And also Valimira's cast mage armor as well. Just-
Okay. You cast some spells. What would you guys like to do? Your next appointment's in 2 days. We can fast forward to 2 days.
Vessels requiring some materials from the town in some fashion at great cost, I might add. Something to consider for the future.
What do you need?
I need.
Yeah, roleplay this, punk.
I need rings.
Rings?
Rings.
I would like to slowly draw it out over 8 episodes.
The sooner the better.
Do you just need like I can make you rings if we get some like metal?
We will have to put forth a good deal of money for this.
Well, what kind of rings though?
Platinum rings.
Okay, we'll get some platinum. I can like make them for you
50,
if it's cheaper.
50 gold worth each.
Oh well, yeah. Good luck with that.
She climbs on your
I
back.
did-
Can't hear you.
Is it too soon to take up bank robbery?
Well, I, it's embarrassing, but Fiona, one of the potions you found, I broke my bow, and I shall need a new short bow. So I shall go find one, and see if I can find any metal to heat up and wear down for you, Vessel.
You're gonna do a shopping
It
spree?
has to be platinum, you say?
Technically 50 gold each. Whatever,
that's the
however we
stipulation.
attune it. I say platinum because
And how
it's
many do
probably
you
easier to
need?
achieve that.
Oh, I see.
2.
You need 100 gold? We don't have
And
Yeah, it's 100
with
gold.
Fiona's crafting help, she can take off 10% of that, so 45 each.
that. Well, we don't have it. I'm just guessing. Just
Putting it all in the back of your all's mind.
How much is a short bow?
Also 45. No.
Okay. We got some hunting to do.
I don't think it's much.
Couple silver.
Yeah, I'll look it up. Anything else you guys want to do? Shopping, I heard.
Yeah, shopping sounds good actually.
Are we looking for Belsire or any of these other leads for the teleportation thing for Cole, or are we just waiting? holding out?
Yeah, I mean, like within that couple days, Valamir's definitely going to be kind of trying to figure out what happened to Cole and looking into kind of the teleporter catastrophe there, the
Okay.
teleporter catastrophe, as it were, to see what he can learn.
Caven wants to have a moment again with Fiona at some point.
All right, a shopping spree begins. I am still looking up shortbow. I think I have found it. Shortbow! Wow! Not too far off. 25 gold pieces.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
We earn 1 gold per mission.
So we
I
will
have-
have it by episode 27.
Yeah, okay. I thought it would be some silver. Yep, nope.
We just gotta kill somebody with one.
I
I mean,
guess so.
not like that, like a bad guy.
Should have looted the lighthouse.
While doing a shopping spree, though, Aragus, you... let's say, make a persuasion roll.
Okay.
Do you have any bonus to this?
I have a special talent that'll help me.
What's your bonus total to this?
I have a +3 persuasion, but I also can't roll lower than a 10.
Nice.
That would be a 13.
Okay. With a 13, after doing some shopping, you are able to find a platinum smith, and he is able to sell you. He's very cautious. It has lots of guards and protection, but is able to sell you at 45 gold piece each for the platinum rings. So you do have a seller. You were also able to find a used bow for 2.5 gold.
Okay.
That you can buy. However, if you roll a natural 1, it will be destroyed the first time you roll a natural 1.
Okay. Yeah,
So
I'll buy that.
You're going to buy that, Randy? You got
Yep,
the money?
I
All
have
right.
like 4 gold, I think.
Okay.
Velamir is looking for. He has decided a quarterstaff may come in handy,
Okay.
and a couple more daggers just in case he has to throw some stuff around.
All right.
Why is a
Quarterstaff.
wizard throwing daggers?
Quarterstaff is 2 silver.
Just wild and crazy,
2.5
man.
Magic
silver, you said?
missile.
2.5 gold.
Yeah, I only have so many of those.
Oh, I thought it was.
And no,
It's
I
level
wish.
1.
Jesus, I wish
Oh.
magic missile was a cantrip. 2 silver for the quarterstaff, and how much for each dagger?
2 gold.
Wow. Some fucking fancy daggers.
I will buy the quarterstaff and keep just the 1 dagger I have.
All right.
So for 2 silver.
And what you asked for a conversation, Caven, with Fiona.
Yes.
You guys are milling about the city, looking at things. Some friends are off shopping. You pull her aside, and what happens?
Fiona, thank you for your help in reading that letter.
Yeah.
I don't understand the markings on the paper.
Just these markings, or I'm gonna try to not be a jerk here, but do you not know how to read at all, or can you read? Just you can't read common.
I can recognize some of the patterns,
Oh,
some of the symbols, but I don't know most of them.
oh,
Could you help me?
of course.
Can we keep it between us?
Yeah, but Vessel is gonna ask questions if like I disappear.
I trust Vessel.
You okay? Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything to anybody.
Guess what, guys?
Yeah, that means we're not trusted here.
Thank you for the bow,
Does-
dear sir. Did I ever tell you? This reminds me of one of my students when I was a teacher back in the day.
Does Cole know how to read?
That would be hilarious.
I don't think he does either.
Should we include him?
Well, we know
When
he
we-
can't
when-
count.
One has dyslexia, one has dyscalculia.
When we find him,
I think he
we could
might-
have like lessons.
He
I don't know
might
how
like
great of a teacher I'll be, but I can show you the
You're
basics.
so smart. I think you would do just
Oh,
fine.
I'm not smart with words. I'm smart with tools.
That you'll be great with Cole.
Hope you heard that one, Jeremy.
Yeah.
No, Caven didn't say that.
Let's try like every morning, like for a little bit.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Can
I've
you-
got some manuals. We can like start with those. They're pretty basic words.
Like incredibly complex technical manuals. Vessel, you had something?
I was just checking to see if you can learn languages that way. Is that a possibility, like beyond just common, other languages as well?
Probably generally not, but Tim is intentionally handicapping himself, so to give himself back up, that seems
Okay.
like a cool progression.
Just checking.
Back at the Lumine Academy, you are mid-conversation, Valamir, with Associate Professor Galasieris and Belsire, the teleporting gnome guest who you helped arrive. And the gnome says, "This is just a mess! I can't get back now. They have to rebuild the whole magical structure."
Well, indeed, and if we were not sent out there, much worse would have happened. You are actually quite fortunate that we were the ones to discover that.
That's funny. I don't feel fortunate right now.
Well, that is because you are ungrateful.
Take
You-
my bardic inspiration. Oh my
You
god.
guys are the two old men on the
I know,
Muppet Show.
seriously.
Waldorf.
Drawing that line in the sand deeper.
I sing tenor.
What are they saying?
Can you sing tenor 15 miles away?
No, indeed, we did stop creatures from coming into this realm. There was a
And leaving this realm.
well, there is that as well, and that was unintended. And I want to find out where our friend Cole did go.
Oh, well, I can reassure you, whatever was happening in there went back to the last place the teleporter was used, which would be where I came from.
Oh,
The city of Corindel in the kingdom of Azamir, not too close from here. So now I must begin work in repairing this and helping the school, and apparently it's going to involve some sort of boats to get out there, and I get queasy quite easily.
Queasy easily.
I think it will take me almost exactly 7 days to get this repaired. And we'll see if we can get this back up and operational.
indeed. I believe that would be a great use of your time.
The transporter is not yet
have-
operational.
I have a -1 on my charisma. I am playing to that.
All
I'm
right.
sorry.
Well,
and resistance to brand too, apparently.
I'm quite dismayed by all of this.
Yes.
I'm just hoping
Yes, you
that
are.
my next journey will be my journey home. No, I got a couple nods.
No.
No?
I
Well-
like it.
Anyways,
One.
I am sorry about the trouble that this has caused, if that's any consolation. It was unintended, but very necessary, as I have
This conversation is over.
stated many times.
And he walks off. Associate Professor Galasiera says, I can see the value in what you had to do. Just the means was what you did it. And how you convey what you did is quite alarming. But again, I'm sure it was for the protection of the school and the city. And here is the agreed upon fee. And he carefully doles out 1 gold piece for each of you into your hand, Valamir. 6 total gold
Yeah.
pieces.
And I will, at some point, I will distribute that, obviously. Well,
Only 89
thank
to
you
go.
for your
Yeah.
understanding and your appreciation is very good. I don't know what else to say. We really
Then
just-
this conversation is over. And he walks out, and we are going to take our break there. I ask for our friends here in the live chat, put in a vote for who you think should gain a DM inspiration. That'll be our chat inspiration given out, and then we'll decide who that is when we come back from a quick break. And don't forget to return as we come back and see what this ceremony is all about. We'll see you in a little bit. All right, we are back. Our chat has voted for Aragus 2-1 over Fiona to gain a DM inspiration. And are you maxed out with your inspiration, Aragus, again?
I am back to 1.
Oh, you're set. You got it. Okay, great. Our heroes spend the next 2 days doing some shopping, resting, recovering. They have lost all exhaustion levels, have all their health back, and they are getting ready for the ceremony to note the passing of the High Priest and discuss selection of a new High Priest.
Does the temp expire as well, or is that an ongoing?
Temporary hit points go away after every long
No,
rest.
I'll do it.
But if he keeps recasting it,
We should, I guess, just assume it triggers at the crack of
So-
dawn every morning.
Pretty much.
That's the alarm clock.
Yeah, you
alarm
wake up. Boom, confetti.
all right,
It does require a roll though. So
requires a roll.
yeah,
See how many points.
6.
Six
Just
temporary
today.
hit points.
Ah,
But it was 7 last time.
All right. You, instead of going straight to the Church of Soleen, though, you were headed somewhere else. Where is that?
The House of Verador Baskir.
All right. You make your way up to the nice part of town. The city watch leave you to your own devices. They've seen you come and go. The Hill Watch is the name of them. And you arrive at the Verador estate. It looks poorly kept. It can seem she does not have a lot of guests. And you knock upon the door. Who's knocking, by the way?
Argus would normally, but Caven has the letter. Maybe Caven should.
Sure.
All right.
Caven knocks.
You knock upon the door, and the door opens, and there you see a very nice manservant outfit / tuxedo standing before you. The shirt buttoned down, the trousers, the shoes, but the head and the arms of the individual inside it looks human, but fades in and out of phase, almost ghostly at times.
Is
and
it the same outfit he had on last time?
Yes, it is her ghostly attendant, and it just looks at you.
Caven
Baz.
Boulderfall to see Lady Verador.
The ghostly servant steps back and opens a welcoming gesture inside the home.
We walk in.
All right. You step in. How are you guys dressed or adorned or weaponized or
This is
armored?
the
or
morning
not?
of the ceremony, right?
Yes.
Fiona is in her finest. Not a dress, but like pants and like a nice shirt.
Okay.
Valamir's in his best set of wizard's robes, and he's wearing his hat. Because it's an official function, which is when the hat comes out.
All right.
Otherwise, he's never wearing it.
Argus Willoughby is always dressed to impress, dear boy.
And our paladin?
He has on, as far as I know, he was not given any special garments or anything yet.
They have to have given you something on that impromptu ceremony. What
Okay.
your choice, Tim? What is it? So it's nothing grand. There's no sash, but something equivalent.
I think maybe he has a cape where he did not have a cape before.
Okay. What if it's like one of those lame half cape things?
Not a half
No,
cape.
damn. All right.
Not
all
a
right.
half cape. He's not fucking
A crop top cape.
Backwards.
Little Red Riding Hood.
the mesh cape.
And does Vessel the Warforged Cleric have any? Okay, I was moving on.
Shine up, dear
Ju-
boy, shine
just-
up.
Just the standards robes of Soleen,
He's either fully dressed or fully naked. It's all on your point of view
pretty much.
when
yeah.
you look at it.
That's right.
All right, you walk inside. Verador is there. She is a middle-aged, former adventurer type, and she strides in wearing, instead of comfortable trousers and a comfortable shirt that she had on before, she is wearing a very nice dress that trails behind her a bit, has her hair done up, has a bow on the back, and instead of this fighter thiefy type character you ran into who's retired from before, you see this much more elegant woman standing before you, and she says, well, this is so uncomfortable. I hate this.
You look really nice, though.
Thank you. So do you.
Thank you.
And thank you all for coming.
Of course.
We appreciate the invitation.
What color is her hair?
Her hair is a darkish brown. And she says, Baz, go fetch the coach. Oh, that's right. The horses don't respond well to him. Can one of you go around?
I'll go.
Thank you. It's around the corner.
Star, right?
No.
No?
Nope.
Why not?
It's a beautiful carriage with special horses.
God damn it. Okay.
Lady Verador, in your letter to Caven, you had mentioned possible threats, and as your honor guard, would you be able to enlighten us on what we may face if such threats were to come?
Oh.
What that might be,
Well,
so I can properly prepare my spells.
Oh.
I would prepare your magic for any eventuality. I have, as I mentioned in the letter, gained many enemies over the years. You could have someone throwing a pie at my face in frustration, as I'm sure I have slighted many people. Or you could be dealing with some thieves trying to get at some of the value of my property they think I might have on me, or you could be dealing with demons from the depths of hell. My home,
That is quite the gambit.
it is. My home has some extensive magical protections that keeps all of them at bay. But I've got to get out there. I've got to try something different, and I cannot just stay protected within the walls of my home.
Well, indeed. We are here to lend what aid we can.
And you all look absolutely wonderful. She says as she uncomfortably walks and shuffles and pulls her dress annoyedly behind her.
Caven rushes up beside her and offers her his arm.
Oh, she says, thanks.
It's my honor.
And she walks with you out. Fiona, you find a coach outside. It's a nice, fancy coach she has rented. It's got 2 horses. It's classic, think like Victorian style coach for 2 drivers and a bunch of seating inside. Looks rather expensive. And you bring it out towards the front gate. And she steps out and just looks up. There is some light rain that's coming down. She says, it's fitting. I decide to take a trip and it rains. But this will be good. This will be good. And she looks nervous.
I say, Verador, in greater company we could not find ourselves. We thank you for choosing us to be your escort.
You sound like a Delta commercial as you start to buckle your seat. We thank you for flying with us. We know you have many choices. You guys get into the wagon and open it up, and Caven, I assume you help her in.
Yep.
Where are you guys within this wagon?
Oh, Fiona's in the driver's seat.
Okay.
Valamir would, is there a top to it? Like, that can be,
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
He's
But-
on the baggage cart up above.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Caven squeezes in.
Yeah, you have to go.
Is
With-
Baz driving this thing?
No.
Fiona is.
Fiona is.
Help us all.
Okay.
Yeah,
Soleen,
Caven
help us all.
uncomfortably is
Just
Hunched.
ducking down, yeah.
hunched inside, sitting with Lady Verador.
Then you have Vessel quite literally riding shotgun.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Aragus?
I am sitting comfortably in one of the not so vacant, but I can fit in the space of another creature size bigger than me, so I'm squeezed into the
All right.
middle of this thing somewhere in between.
Perfect.
Verador and
He's sitting in between my legs.
All right, perfect. You guys all clamber in. The door closes. The carriage rocks a little bit, and Fiona gives a little whip of the reins, and the horses clatter off down the cobblestone streets of the hill in the city of Almithra. Making your way down the road, literally down the slope of this hill, past some big gates and towards the plaza with the Church of Soleen. As you approach, you can hear some ringing of bells coming from the church to signify an important day is at hand. It is a little wet again out there, but those of you outside are not drenched, but just more of that drizzle, and you can wipe your clothes and just feel that wetness on you as you make your way down the city avenues. Verador turns to you, Caven, and says, I appreciate it again for you making the time to do this. It's not something you had to do.
It's not an obligation. However, it's an honor and a duty as guardian of Soleen.
I know duty is an important part of Soleen, and I gather with your new title, Guardian, that you were able to find some solution to those Shade Warpers.
The Shade Warpers, yes, they are a problem. They keep showing up. A solution I don't think we have found. We are only banishing them when we find them. But we don't know where they're going to be, and we don't know when they're coming.
And do you know why they were at my home? Fiona, as you are driving the wagon, you're going in between a slightly narrow street with these tall 4-story houses. You can see some people are getting out every way, but it's getting a little tight, and you're having to slow down not to hurt anyone.
Okay.
She looks for an answer.
We do.
They appear every time where there are books. The last time they were in the tomb, in the catacomb, below the Church of Soleen, below the Temple of Soleen.
Doing what?
They were using the artifacts from your great uncle.
They were.
Yes, the sword and necklace.
If those artifacts were being used, does that mean anything dealing with my estate is at risk? I know you've taken the vast majority of the books from my home to the school. Is there any danger for them there?
I don't have those answers. I'm sorry. We know very little about what they're trying to do. We just don't know yet.
All right. Fiona, you come to a bit of a congestion area. There are a bunch of people that are gathered around and are blocking the road. You see there is a overturned wagon that has been come loose from its horse, and a horse that is hobbling just a little bit as well, and it is blocking the road.
Pull the wagon to a stop. What should we do, Vessel?
We cannot go this way unless that is fixed or moved.
I know how they're going to fix that horse.
I do not know animals. You said the wagon was overturned?
Yes.
Vessel will climb down and attempt to assist with others, I imagine, in trying to...
I'll lend a mage
Right.
hand.
Okay.
The
Comfortably
wagon.
from up there.
Pushing the horse.
Yeah, he's not. He's just moving it violently off to the left side. All right.
Catching building and children along the way.
Vessel, you are off and are helping a bunch of these locals and then lifting it up. There's a whole bunch of flour bags that have fallen over, some spilled open. They're trying to get some out and lift and lift and lift. The mage hand can help with the lifting, I believe, as well, and that's happening. And
Seriously,
Ericus-
it can help with lifting?
Yeah, it can like manipulate objects and stuff. It can't do like too much, but yeah, it can definitely hold and move stuff.
Ericus, I'm assuming you're saying nice and dry inside?
We seem to have come to a stop. I wonder why. No one said anything.
Bring me my taffy.
It's happy.
And they continue to lift and lift and lift, and I need... No, you guys are fine. After some time, they're able to get the wagon lifted up and pushed somewhat out of the way. The horse still seems injured, and it's going to take some time for this to clear and people to disperse unless you want to try and force the situation, Fiona. Otherwise, you might be late.
Cool.
With 2 of the 3 voters.
Valimir casts a minor illusion of.
The horse comes to you.
Of like all. Oh, I don't because it has to be inanimate. I wanted to say a fire, but that's not going to work. Of like a hobgoblin type creature there, like right where they were.
All right. You create a silent illusion of a hobgoblin who appears and is doing what?
It can't move. It just stands there.
Just standing
Yeah.
there. All right.
Immobile.
You hear a couple screams and people start to panic. Someone grabs a club and charges
You're welcome.
it. A couple other people start to scatter, and it seems...
And I drop the illusion.
Okay.
As soon as enough people start to get out of the way, illusion
All right.
goes away.
And Fiona, you are able to take
let
advantage
everybody
and go.
let them get back on and
All right.
giddy up.
Valimir, you quickly climb on board and climb up to the top, and you continue
Oh,
on
I
your
stayed
merry
up
way.
top the whole time.
Oh, that's right. You never left. I stand corrected. And you guys continue going down the road.
The traffic in this city is just terrible.
Verador says to you, Caven, back inside the carriage, so what is your plan, Guardian of Soleen?
Well, I will continue to do as I have. I will go out among the realm and I will defend and guard. I will be with my brother. I will be with my friends.
Oh, yeah, where is he?
I don't know at the moment.
Oh.
Sadly.
I know the types. They're
No,
there when you
it's-
need them, but when they're in the city, they
no,
lose track. And
He's a good Goliath. He was... Yeah, I don't know. There was a portal, and now he's vanished.
Valimir, make a perception 16. Same thing, Fiona.
Okay.
18.
Nat 20.
Oh. Valimir, you notice as you're riding along, there is someone watching from the rooftop, high above, 4 stories above.
Distance to target.
Range.
About 30 feet, let's say 30 feet. Fiona, you also spot it as you see Valmir's point up there. You also spot it, and you see it is a young boy, a street urchin, watching with great interest from above, and just leaning over this rooftop where he shouldn't be, and just watching you guys go in this fine carriage. Yes, Chris.
I'm just trying to think if we should do anything about
Yeah,
this.
no, you're trying to think of whether or not to do it. Your morality checks are going on.
Oh no. It would be non-lethal. It would be less. I would be using some less than lethal ammunition.
All right. So are you doing something?
No.
All right. The carriage continues, and you guys enter the plaza in the middle of the city. There are people coming and going again. It's very busy. And in this early morning, there is a gathering of about 50 folks outside the church. You guys pull up in your carriage. There are several other carriages there, including several that are way nicer than this one, and this one is pretty nice. Some expensive-looking ones with nice fineries, gorgeous-looking horses, several guards around them waiting for their their employer to return, and you guys show up and slowly get off of this carriage, and Caven, you escort Verador off and head towards the church itself. You pass by a lot of the common folk, shall we say, that are waiting outside. There are some acolytes there that are organizing things, and they motion everyone to come through. Boy, it sounded like some sort of premiere event.
Does
Caven, over here, Caven! Pictures being taken.
Fiona's still closely watching for this boy?
He is 5 minutes back.
Okay.
Back on the street. You've lost sight of him. Inside the church, there are several people that are seated, but not a lot. There are a bunch of empty seats. You can see there are on the main dais that is just underneath the huge statue of Soleen. There are several formal-looking chairs that are set up that are looking very fine. In front of them is a coffin that is opened up, and you can just barely see the top outline of a body of the Hight Priest there on display. There are incense that are burning that fills the room with a thick, heaty smell, and you can hear conversation, solemn mostly, a little bit of some small laughter, but everyone's trying to be respectful from a large back area. The acolytes escort you back there, and you can see there's an area set up for a reception after the ceremony. And there's still some folks that are gathered there. There are about 80 people that are here. They're all dressed in nice, fine clothes matching you guys. There is a bard here, other than Aragus, who is...
Go on.
He's got his initiative already. There is a bard here who is playing a solemn, respectful tune on a viola-like, deep-sounding violin type thing. There's a proper name for the fantasy instrument, but I can't remember what it is. Anyways, that's going on.
Went down to Georgia. What you want,
Viola.
There are some food and stuff that's being set up, but again, that's for later. But there's a lot of different conversations. You see different priests are here, higher level acolytes are here, but members, high standing members of the community are here. Merchants, leaders. You see there is a very important looking person, a woman in a gorgeous dress with lots of gold inlays, gathered with a lot of attention, and Cave, and you immediately recognize that she is surrounded by multiple guards to protect her as well. And so, yeah, just activity, people getting ready for it, and again, just being respectful to the loss of the High Priest. You guys start to do what here in this reception area? Anything you want to do?
Do we know who that important lady is?
You might. We have skills in this D&D game, right? Pretty sure we do. Skills.
Someone who might sing songs about the famous people in this world, perhaps?
Perhaps. What are our skills?
It would probably be a lore.
Lore. Is there lore? I keep thinking history.
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 Insight,
lore.
history.
Let's do history. You guys can all make history rolls.
Jesus.
Dirty 20.
I'll use my bardic, my
awesome.
DM inspiration. Excuse me.
21.
Total 20, total 21.
16.
All right.
Yeah, nothing.
Caven and Valamir, you recognize this person can be none other than Lord Mayor Alavar. She is the mayor of this city, so she is entrusted with running the city from the queen herself up from the capital city of Canabrin.
What was the name?
Alabar.
Lord Mayor Alavar, Alovar.
Gotcha.
It is the Lord Mayor.
Aloe vera.
Yeah.
Alovar. Verador, your +1, you're her
Escort.
+1. escortee, she says, I should probably speak with those two people, and she points to Priest Pamet, who runs the church currently, and she's very uncomfortable in the social setting, and she just immediately, hello, it's nice to see you. She looks like she's ready to tear this dress off of her. Vessel and Caven, you two are approached by a odd-looking gnome you've seen before, who goes by the name of Priest Fevel, who has come from the capital to be a possible applicant for the High Priest position. And he walks over to you and says, "Good morning. This is quite a joyous day and a sad day at the same time."
Yes, I suppose there can be many emotions at once, can't there?
I am filled with many emotions.
-5 charisma between the two of you.
I actually have really good charisma. I don't have much to say, unfortunately. I did not know Priest Inmus well. And I know I have an obligation to cast a vote today.
I did not know him in any way.
What is it that you seek by applying for the priesthood?
I seek to advance my career. I have very high aspirations. I hope to be a high priest back in the capital of Canterbury one day.
What will you do for our city as priest?
Whatever is required at the minimum to make this role successful.
God.
Oh, he's really selling himself, isn't he? He knows he's got a vote, right?
This is interviewing skills. 101.
Yeah.
He turns to Vessel and says, "It is also wonderful to see you too.
Blessings of Soleen upon you.
I hope you too will consider your decision wisely as a voting member."
Is Vessel a voting member?
He is now.
Apparently.
My name is Priest Fivel.
Damn it! No!
It is now.
Inspirations all around.
Seth defeated me. My name is Priest Fevel. Fevel.
I give up.
Puts a gun to his
I remember when we changed several NPCs' names.
and he walks away.
I did not know I was voting.
That's
I-
pretty great.
I did not know it either.
I keep forgetting she's on my back.
No, she's not.
Oh,
Not in the church. She
okay.
she's
We keep it
wants
classy.
to be as respectful as possible,
Okay.
only for you, but wouldn't be crawling all over you or
So
being.
she's walking on her own 2 feet, but
Yeah.
still unsteady. Because she doesn't.
Aragus,
A
as
geometry.
this conversation is going on, you notice that you're drawing attention somewhere from across this large reception area. Can you make a perception 10 to zero in on that?
Perception.
Spoiler
I can.
alert, it's the other bard.
14. excuse me.
14. You see there is a well-dressed older man with a very trim and well-kept gray beard who is speaking to the Lord Mayor Alivar and having a one-on-one conversation and drinking from a fine goblet. And he seems to be casting an eye over at Caven several times without drawing too much attention from the Lord Mayor that that's what he's doing. But again, he's at the other end, but you do notice that.
Okay. Aragus will talk and kind of mingle his way over towards the voters panel where Vessel and Caven are.
Okay.
Don't make it obvious, but take a look at the Lord Mayor. I don't know who that man is with her, but he's making an awful bit of fuss about you, Caven. What do you think?
Gaven looks that direction subtly.
All right.
Would you like me to go and mingle?
Can Gaven make a history roll?
You do not know this man.
Not from this guy.
Nope.
Okay. I do not know who that is.
He has a personal audience with her lordship.
Yes.
Rather odd. She was surrounded only moments ago.
Lady Verador might know who he is.
Oh,
Yeah, Aragus will pop over to Verador.
Okay. I'm assuming she's very close to wherever
Yeah.
Caven is at.
Yeah.
All right. You pull on her. She yes. What?
dear lady,
Oh no, I have to go. They need me, and she quickly goes with you, leaving the
With
people.
me?
No, yeah, whatever who she was talking to. Thank you for rescuing
Anyone.
me. Yes.
Oh,
yes.
oh yes, my dear. By the way, your dress, is it dragon skin, perhaps?
It feels like it.
The finest fragments for you only, my friend. Tell me, do you know who that bearded figure is talking to her lordship?
You look over there. She laughs, tilts her head back, touches your shoulder, looks in that direction, and then quickly turns her eyes back to you and says, yes, I do. That is the guild master of the city. He's in charge of the greatest amount of money within these walls. Matan is his name.
Matan, and what do you think he would be talking to her lordship about? Anything nefarious? I doubt that, seriously.
I doubt it, but when money's at stake, who knows what's to be said.
I only call for caution because he seemed to shoo away her guards, and any time one wants the ear of a lord or lady by themselves, that can be a reason for caution, in my mind.
All right. At that, you hear, hey, can I take your ear for a little bit? And approaching you, Caven, is Priest Coves, a well-dressed younger priest with perfect hair, perfect goatee, and his robe, while formal, doesn't fit the somber tone compared to some of the other people's here. Not that everyone has to dress black, but his is a little bit more flashy. And he says, it is a pleasure to meet the guardian now of Soleen. That's crazy.
How are you today?
I'm doing great. It's a serious morning, but I'm doing all right. How are you doing? I mean, I'm sure you're busy doing guardian things like, kicking bums out of the church and all that. I'm kidding. I'm joking.
I am okay. I'm concerned about some private matters, but I am here at the behest of the Church of Lady Verador.
Yeah. He pays her no attention whatsoever. And it's great to have you here. It's great to really meet you. And I heard you had a friend. I'm sure I want to meet him too. It's great to meet everyone involved with the church. I mean, I didn't know Hight Priest Inmus at all. But I want to get to know this community, and it's everyone here is really important to me. And
What makes this community important to you?
this is such a huge, not the capital, but one of the busiest cities in all. Who is that? And he walks over to you, Fiona. Hi. I'm Cobes.
Hello,
Who are you?
my name's Fiona.
Nice to
Peepadai.
meet you. And he does a little flourish. Peepadai, I don't know that phrase. What does that mean?
That's it just means hello.
Oh, how do you say adorable in
Oh
Gnomish?
my god.
Adorable.
It's the same as common?
Yeah.
Wow.
There's not a word for it.
Who? I could come up with a word for it. You know the word I would come up for it?
If you say my name, I'm gonna
Oh,
kick you in the
know me
shin.
so well. You know me.
shit.
We're like reading each other's minds. Anyways, I've got some people calling me. Thanks so much for meeting me, and it's great to meet all of you. Have a great ceremony. As he walks away.
Walks right past the dead body.
Who are you guys gonna vote for? I'm so curious.
I
Of these two meetings.
don't know. It's neither of the Neither of the priests from Canterbury are impressive to me.
There is a bell ringing in the church itself, and people start to murmur a bit more and slowly start making their way out to the worship area proper, where they will sit down and the ceremony will commence.
What side note, what race was Cobes? Priest Cobes?
He's a human.
Human.
Okay.
As you guys are making your way out to some assigned seating, the group is several rows back, but you're all together and keeping an eye on Verador. Before you head out, Caven, you feel a tug on your sleeve. You see a well-dressed attendant is there, and he says, hello, Guardian of Soleen. I am here to let you know that Guildmaster Matan would like to make your acquaintance during the reception after the ceremony.
I would be happy to speak with him.
I will pass that word along.
Thank you.
And he is off. Everyone gathers and sits down. The doors to the church outside are closed, where there are people outside that are going to be praying. Inside, as you all quietly take your seats, a song is sung, started by the bard that they brought in, who sings a solemn song, and then he sings by himself. You see Aragus is wincing that the notes aren't hit just the way he would like them to be.
Supposed to be a minor.
And the bard sings, and then there's a repeat of this somber song, and then everyone joins in with this famous particular song. Those of you that are not from Soleen, you don't, because you don't know this song. They don't have any hymn book. Does Vessel sing on the song that he knows really well? Does he sing?
He doesn't sing.
Okay.
Doesn't sing.
Does he hum?
Hums.
All right.
Hums.
You see there are some special ceremonial flowers, just a few, that a couple of special priests with special roles that you're not quite familiar with are brought and laid next to the lavish coffin of the deceased priest in Miss.
Actually, I take it back. He doesn't hum. He he emits the sound, but his coloring coalesces. Anything, his glyphs and whatnot can
All right.
pulse with music.
So it's like a beats.
He's a
It's
strobe
like a
light.
Dance Dance Revolution.
Yeah.
You got to hit it just right.
Bop it.
The song comes to an end, and Priest Pamet, the current residing priest of this church, uncomfortably steps up to the front. He stands behind the High Priest's coffin and says, hello, we are gathered this morning to honor the High Priest Inmis, who has been with us for many years. We are here to honor everyone here who has come together, and I hope that this ceremony will not only respect he who has passed, but bring us together even closer. He's sweating. And I would like to introduce some two speakers today. And all of you who haven't had an opportunity, please meet Priest Fevel. And he steps back. No one says anything. It is very, very quiet. And Priest Fevel, the odd-looking gnome, waddles out and stands behind the coffin and has to go up on some little platform soapbox thing you can't quite see so you can see him. And he says, I am Priest Fevel. This church has been standing for nearly 2 centuries, and it is a good church. It has walls that are high and a ceiling that has been there for 2 centuries too. And then he steps off the box and walks back and takes a seat with the other important people in the back.
Inspiring.
There's a couple smattering of applause. but it's quiet. You see the High Priest has several of his friends and his family who are here in attendance, and they seem just a little befuddled. They're in the front row. And then Priest Pemet stands back up. And last to speak is Priest Cobes. And the Priest Cobes, with his nice outfit, stands up, and he walks over and greets several of the other priests on his way over and says, praise the three pillars, praise the three pillars, praise the three pillars. Hey, can I get a praise Soleen in here? Come on.
Oh God.
There's a couple that say, I think this is the right place. Like, there's the tapestries. I got the statue behind me, but this is not the congregation I heard about. Let's try this again. Can I get a praise Soleen in here?
Praise Soleen.
All right, see, I'll get you there. I'll get you there. We'll get there. Look,
Get on with it.
I'm feeling the love of Soleen, but let's bring it down.
Somebody go up and slap him.
Let's bring it down a couple more notches. Shh. Let's bring it down.
Can I get the lights, please?
Look, High Priest Inmus passed away last week. We are joined today by his family to mark his passing before the eyes of Soleen and the community. Hey, Fiona, how's it going? Looks good. Looking good. Speaking of good,
Priest of Creed.
Broke a few tenants there, I think.
High Priest Inmus, he did a lot for the community. He didn't just help out them in the material world. He helped everyone in their spiritual world as well, both in the church and out. He was a good man. Not a great man, but a good man. And I know we would all rather be somewhere else. This is not a comfortable place, you know? I'm sure the acolytes there would rather be doing the normal Monday service. That Goliath there would probably want to be growling at children and scaring them off. I have a dozen things I'd rather be doing. But there's one person here we can't forget that would want to be anywhere else but here. And that's High Priest Inmus. But he's here now because that's the fate that Soleen has chosen for him. And he starts poking the high priest as he says, he is here right now. We're all here for him and for Soleen. Why Soleen? There's three pillars. We all know the three pillars. Loyalty, duty, not that duty, I know, and drive. That drive.
I'm sorry.
That passion. I have passion. I have passion flowing. I have warm passion filling me up, passion coming out of my mouth. And what is my passion? It's love for all of you here. All of you. And each of us has our own passion. Like you. And he points back to Pamet. What's your passion? Pamet looks nervous and doesn't want to speak and shakes his head. No. It's all right. There's no wrong answers here. Every passion is beautiful. What's your passion? And Pamet says, I want the day-to-day goings of the church to go smoothly. All right, that's not what we're after here. What about you? What's your passion? I would like my shop to be successful and for my family to be warm, safe, and healthy. All right, still boring, but we're getting there. You, Beanstalk, pointing at Valamir. What is your passion? What drives you?
Go into the Arch's speech. This is the perfect time for it.
Well, if you must know, I am fascinated with arches. This arch right here, in fact. It is a load-bearing arch.
All right, that's we're slowly getting there. And you, my halfling friend, what's your drive? You look like you're dripping with passion.
There's only one answer. The jazz flute. I
All
will
right.
master the jazz flute.
Mastering the flute. That's a passion. Soleen can get behind that. And our guardian over there, the Goliath guardian, you've got to have such a huge drive. What is it?
I'm afraid you misunderstand. The three pillars are not loyalty, duty, and drive. They are loyalty, duty, and protection.
Great. Protection is his passion. That's wonderful.
Protection is the command of Soleen.
As it should be. And what about Fiona? Fiona, I know you've got some passions, girl.
Faith, duty, and justice.
Love it.
And
celibacy.
knowing that you have a vow of celibacy.
Chastity.
Freaking stepped on it, bastard.
Sorry.
That's all
We're
right.
flexible on the
Great.
whole.
See, we all have. Yeah, you, the big guy here with the symbol on you. You have a drive, right? What's your drive?
I am a child of Soleen. Through her, through me, the deeds of the world are to be done. In this place, there is a darkness. To seek it out and send it back.
All right, bringing it down. Don't worry again. No wrong answers. No, don't worry about it. I'll get us back up. We're doing great here. Look, I've got some final words to share. These are not my words. They come from Hight Priest Inmus. We've had many conversations over the years, and he shared this one saying with me that stood with me to this day. And it goes a little something like this. When the world strikes out at you, and it feels like it's taken away all your fun. When the world is attacking you endlessly and you feel like you are done, what you must do is not tip over. You must not fall down. You must face these challenges head on and turn that frown. Can't remember, doesn't matter. But what I'm thinking is, it
I
is
have
time.
silence as a ritual.
It is time to get the party started. I think it's time to get going here. Who's up for some holy wine? Let's get this reception going. And woo! He starts heading off and into the back. And then Hammett says, the ceremony is concluded. And then everyone gets up
Wow, what a choice.
and makes their way into the reception area.
An episode title.
Sophie's choice.
Fiona's choice.
You all make your way into the reception area. Now some food is being served, and the people are gathering and chatting.
How long is this reception gonna take?
Doesn't matter as long as it takes.
Caven wants to stay close by to Priest Pemet.
Okay. Good. You see him. You head up towards him, leaving Verador by her, not within your company.
Vessel, can you keep watch over Verador?
I will keep watch over the lady.
Thank you.
Also, Valamir is like kind of in the crowd, but always kind of like 10, 15 feet away from Verador, but not obviously with her.
Okay.
Right.
You walk over to Pemet, and Pemet says, yes, Caven. What's up? Now you just say, what's up?
He doesn't know.
How can I help you?
Pemet, if you become the priest of our temple, what would you do for this community?
Oh, I think I would be sick.
You don't desire the
No.
office.
I'm good with where I'm at. Do you have an idea of where you're leaning? They'll be casting votes soon.
So the candidates are yourself, Priest Fevel, and Priest Kobe.
The candidates are Fevel and Cobes. You can write whatever name you want. I am not seeking this at all.
I do not like the other priests.
Well, do what Soleen is telling you in your heart.
I will have to think about that. Open up my my ears to what she says.
You hear another bell go off, and Pemet says, the voting will begin. Everyone please gather. And there's some nice, expensive-looking parchment and fancy quills with fancy ink and a big golden urn that they're starting this process. But before any of that can begin, with you, Caven, a tug on your sleeve again, and the attendant is there and says, Matan is eager to speak with you.
Yes, bring him to me, please.
And he winces at that, walks away, and the gray-bearded older fellow comes walking up and
You
says,
think I caused the group troubles?
he comes up and says, well, good day, Guardian of Soleen. Caven, I believe, is the name.
Yes, Cave and Boulderfall.
It's wonderful to meet your acquaintance. I am Guild Master Matan.
A pleasure to meet you.
I am impressed with your appointment. I had not even heard your name, and now you are one of the few guardians appointed by the church. Will you be staying within the city? Moving on? Guardians do both, I've heard at times.
They do, in fact, do both. I will go wherever I hear Soleen's call.
So did your predecessor, and I knew him well and considered him a friend.
And that was
Horals.
Horals. I did not know him personally.
Are you new to the city?
Not new, but I'm not from here either. I've been in the city for a while, working with the academy.
No. The Lumine Academy. I know it well.
Yes.
You know, I heard your correction and agree with you about the three pillars of Soleen.
Yeah, for being a priest, he is quite dumb.
He laughs. Well, we all can't be as eloquent as we would like at times. I say I have my own three pillars of the city. I think the three pillars are the church we're standing in, the guild, the Merchants Guild that I am blessed to lead, and the people of the city itself. Without these three pillars, the city would be half of what it is. Would you agree?
I am not very familiar with the guild. I do see the people, and I am very close to the church.
Well, I think what you'll find is without the people, the church would struggle or not be. And without the people, the guild would struggle and not be. And conversely, without the church, the people would struggle without the support they need. And we in the guild would not be able to flourish and grow with the people. And just as equally, without the Merchants Guild, the church would struggle and the people would not have work. And they are all almost symbiotically combined. Any one of them fails, then so do the others.
I can see the connection.
I'm glad that you can, for it is of importance for us to keep an eye out for the people and keep them in good hands physically and spiritually. It's also important for the church to help keep an eye out for the Merchants Guild and keep us safe and protected from the dangers beyond the city walls and within.
Very good point you make.
Every so often I have my good points. Look, I have a votes to cast, as I'm sure you do, and it does not look like the choice is an easy one. But I know a guardian in your situation has things to deal with and challenges ahead. Allow me to assist. And he motions, and an attendant hands over a small pouch. A few coins, 20 gold for you for whatever expenses and stuff you need to begin your life as a guardian. And if you will allow it, tenfold more as a donation to the church in your name.
What is the purpose?
The symbiotic connection of all of us to show that I am serious about helping this community and this church.
You mentioned the vote. Does that have anything to do with this?
Oh, heavens no. I have no idea who I'm voting for, and would certainly love some ideas that you might have. The choices are certainly grim. But let me say this, and he dings on his glass. Ding, 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 and everyone stops what they're doing. Everyone, I just wanted to announce here that our wonderful guardian of the Church of Soleen, Caven, has just graciously donated 200 gold to the church.
I need rings.
And everyone's like, oh, and they start clapping, and you get some good nods. And
Haven looks
Vessel's like, where was this when I needed that?
Yeah,
Haven looks
you
very
look around the room.
uncomfortable, But
Caven might look around the room and see a few people not clapping
Uh-huh.
entirely.
All right.
Argus is not clapping.
he looks very uncomfortable,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
does not, I guess, stop
okay.
what's going on.
Yeah.
He says, and he says, oh, no, it was his idea. And he winks at you. And he says, well, I must cast my vote, and I wish you a good decision, Guardian. And leans in a little close and says, and a playful voice, but with non-playful words, says, be careful about the company you keep. I see you speaking with a lady, and not all friends are who they seem to be. Making the right friends can help make the city of Malmithra safe. Making the wrong friends jeopardizes everyone's safety.
May Soleen guide your vote.
Trust in Soleen yourself. And he is off.
Well, that was interesting. The voting has not started quite yet.
Voting has started.
Oh, it has.
Yes.
Okay.
There are several dozen people that are voting right now, including like each of the family members of the priest get a vote, and everyone who's had an important connection to the church or are an officially titled priest get to cast a vote.
How far is Lady Verador close by?
Yes.
Caven would like to grab her attention to bring,
All right.
bring her over.
Someone was with her? No.
Vessel.
All right. Vessel was with her.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, and Valamir's still lagging
All
behind.
right. She comes over and she says, so, did he give you the 3 pillars of the city speech?
Oh, yes, he did.
All right. Well, be careful making friends with him.
To be quite honest, he said the same of you.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
I am your friend.
Then keep an eye on the coach just as much you keep an eye on him. He is just as dangerous as any other foes I can think of.
Lady Verador, who... I don't know who to vote for.
I was going to ask you the same thing after I asked you to stop calling me lady. I hate the sound of that.
I apologize. Verador.
Well, what should we... And she looks at Vessel. You have a say in this. What should we do? And the 2 of you, Haven and Vessel, will now vote. Your votes will be the votes for the entire city. You are joining the mass voting, so what you 2 vote will decide. And you must come to a consensus, the 2 of you, to decide who the new High Priest of the Church of Soleen will be.
Copes.
Damn it.
Real quick, before that conversation
Sure.
with Verador wrapped up, Haven asks Verador, would you consider to be High Priest?
No. No, not at all. I don't even want to offend you with how much of this stuff I don't even believe in.
I'm not offended.
I would be if anyone voted for me. I would turn that down in a heartbeat. I have no interest in. I'll see them next Hight Priest.
I understand.
I have my vote.
Vessel.
You were given the title of Guardian of Soleen. You have said on a number of occasions that it was not something you expected. And very much the truth in that. Responsibilities of being devoted to Soleen require more than anyone could expect. Vessel's not as affected. He's just conveying the words. I would vote for the one who does not want the position. I would vote for Pemet. An undertaking of people and devotion is something to be cherished, is something that one should appreciate the gravity of. Pemet understands this. He may not accept it, but he appreciates it. He knows what it means to be devoted to Soleen, like you.
Wise words, Vessel. And I agree. I know he does not seek the office, but he is here and he does serve. He's stepped up in the absence of Imnus, and he's continued to serve upon his death. And I think in time he would make and Caven turns, because he's still kind of standing there close to Pemet.
Mm-hmm.
In time, he would make a great high priest for our city.
Pemet looks uncomfortable.
Has it been about an hour that we've been at the...
Yeah.
During this hour, Caven has been doing a ritual called ceremony.
Okay.
And he is bestowing magic upon Pemet called Coming of Age.
Okay.
I'm assuming Pemet's a young man of an elf.
Sure.
In elf years.
Sure.
And so he, for the next 24 hours, it's an ability check, but he basically can choose whatever ability he wants and gets a bonus to that. So hopefully he will feel more empowered socially and when he's up in front of
Give him a
others.
charisma check.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like that.
All right.
Yeah.
You were able to cast such a spell upon him. He seems still uncomfortable and says, I vote for Fevel. I think that would be much better for the church. I recommend you vote Fevel.
Our votes are our own.
Of course. I didn't mean to imply otherwise. And I am off to cast my vote for Fevel. And he goes off and writes his name on the urn, then stands in front of the survivor camera. I'm voting his ass off the island. No, he writes his name on there and drops it in the urn. You guys also each approach, and Vessel and Caven, you must have a consensus. What is the name you're writing down? That also represents the overall will of the majority of the people in attendance here.
Yeah.
Seth would like to say that if you vote Fevel in, I will watch all of the An American Tail movies before next week and have loads of jokes.
Priest Rebel. No, Pemet. Yeah.
You're in
Pemmett.
agreement? All right. You guys drop those names of Pemmett in.
Real Cinderella story there.
Right.
More names and votes are cast. The people return back out to their seats, and the ceremony is finished with the urn being brought out, another solemn song being sung for the High Priest, his coffin being closed, a blessing being placed over it. They ask you, Vessel, to come out and join several of the other priests in a circle to bless the coffin one last time.
Okay.
How many votes were cast?
What did I say? There's probably 50.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the vast majority of the people that were in the seating area here.
Okay.
So the votes are cast, and then they start. Pemmett starts pulling out the votes and then counting them, and then you just see him getting more and more sick to his stomach as his name keeps coming up. He starts to look very queasy. He gets excited when Fevel comes up, and then Cobe starts to take the lead, but then no, his name comes up more and more and more, and he's desperate, and then he stops after a while and says, "It looks like the new High Priest is myself, High Priest Pemmett."
Takes his hat off.
Recount!
Stop the steal!
Oh God.
There we go.
And he says, I would just like to say, and Tim, can you make a persuasion roll for him? It is -1 because of his charisma and his situation, but you can add that D4 from your coming of age ceremony. So
Okay.
that plus a D4.
So it's gonna be 21.
Woo! But I will do my best for Soleen in every way I can, for every fiber of my being to be the best priest. I will step into the shoes of a great man and bring this church to a new level and a new generation for prosperity for the souls of all. And he seems quite pleased by that. There is much more smattering of applause, and Priest Fevel just gets up and without any kind of visual cue just walks away. Priest Cobes just walks up to him and is just kind of doing that like Oscar loser thing of, "Oh man, you got it." Oh, like slapping on the back with a big smile. And there's another song that wraps up the ceremony, and you have now just voted in High Priest Pemmett into this position, which he and I were not expecting.
Well, you gave some really good options there.
The ceremony concludes. The people start to leave. The first one let out early is the Lord Mayor. She is escorted out by her retinue of guards and gets in her very expensive carriage, and off she goes. Caven, you make eye contact from across the room from the Guild Master Matan. He does the little knowing nod to you from across the room. And you finally make your way to the carriage with Verador, and off you go back to her house. Clattering through the streets, she says, I did not see that coming. I voted with Cobes.
Pemmett has been in the city. He was here under High Priest Inmus. He was here when the High Priest was away. He was here to step right in when the High Priest died. He knows the people. He knows this community. He is the choice that Soleen has decided.
Well, you'll have to be dealing with him, hopefully not me. So I hope he was the right choice. And I was thinking back to what we were talking about earlier on the way here. And I mentioned my home. I've been to some faraway places, met some powerful people, and one of the benefits or gifts I've been granted has been the protection of my home. So I'm still dumbfounded how that protection and magic was broken by those shade warpers. It just should not be possible, let alone me being even oblivious. And it seemed like with your brother, who I still can't find, by the way, who I was reluctant to even have you deal with. That's very disconcerting. To me, that's power.
I understand. I wish I had answers for you, Rodor. We don't know where their power comes from, and we don't know...
There's a huge eruption of a fireball, an explosion outside the wagon, a huge boom, horses screech. The wagon gets vaulted and dropped and smashed over and slides. You hear screams from the streets outside, and I need everyone to make dexterity 10. If you are inside the wagon, you will take 6 or 3
Is this
points
a
of
flat-
damage. Dexterity saving throw.
Oh, saving.
Hold on, don't roll it yet. If you're doesn't count. If you're inside, it's 6 or 3, pass or fail. If you're outside, it is 9 or 4. The wagon.
4. As in, I passed.
Passed.
Took 4.
All right.
Yeah.
Don't forget, we have those 6 temporaries.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
2 now for me.
I passed
Okay.
as well.
So you take half that damage, whatever I said, from those. If you're inside or outside, boom! Huge explosion. Cries out. There's chaos going on out there as the wagon is dropped. You hear strange barking orders as an attack is launched upon the wagon, and we will stop there for tonight. Thank you so much
What'd you
for joining us.
Cool.
This was
Like
crazy
2
fun.
temporary left.
If you want to support the show, we always appreciate it. Just a few bucks at patreon.com/Inglorious Bards goes a long way. Gives you access to some great after show, of which we're going to dive into right after this. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
See you later.
Good night.